Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this afternoon with Chadron State men's basketball coach Brent Bargan. The Eagles went 1-1 during the road trip in Colorado Springs and at Colorado State University Pueblo last weekend during Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference action. They lost a tough game at Colorado State University Pueblo on Friday, and then that was followed by a really nice 78-73 victory over the University of Colorado Springs. The Eagles and the Mountain Lions of Colorado Springs have had quite a few good games in the past few years, and unfortunately, up until this one, UCCS has kind of always just kind of nipped away to get the victory. But Chadron State hung tough there at the end, making some free throws when it counted the most to get the win. Coach, just beginning. Just in talking to you throughout the course of the season, your goal going into every road weekend where you play a back-to-back on Friday and Saturday is to get a split, and that's exactly what you accomplished. But the biggest thing is, from coming out of this weekend, is you got the first road victory of the season at UCCS against a pretty tough team ahead of you in the standings.
Yeah, Springs was 2 games ahead of us in the standings, and we were kind of snake bitten early in the season because we had played really well on the road. I thought at Billings we played well. We played really well at UNO. I thought we played well at Mesa. So we had some good road games. Unfortunately, we were unable to come out with a win there in any of those road games. And then since Christmas, we really haven't played very well on the road. We had 3 road games and played, quite honestly, not very well. And so it was nice to come out, and we didn't play real well against Pueblo. They had a young man that got real hot against us and didn't shoot the ball very well on the season, but was out, 5 for 6 from the 3 in the first half against us. And we didn't shoot the ball well. I think our starting 3 guards were 6 of 27, did not do a very good job of knocking in some shots, and we didn't do a very good job of containing their point guard, who found the right guys, and their guy that we left was a 30% three-point shooter, and as I mentioned, went 5 for 6. We put that game behind us fairly quickly. We got in the locker room, and that was the first thing we talked about, was focusing on the next game. And, the bad thing is about the conference is you play back-to-back nights, but the good thing is you play back-to-back nights. So if you have a stinker of a game on a Friday, you turn right around and try to figure out some things and get some stuff done on Saturday. And I was really proud of our kids. I thought they did that. Springs was 2 games ahead of us in the standings. We came out and played pretty well, had big leads of 12 and maybe 12, 13 points a couple of times in both halves, and let the game get a little bit closer. And then we kind of held our guts down the stretch in the end as they cut it from a 12-point lead to a 1-point lead, and then we jumped back out to another 10, I think, with some good defense and some timely offensive rebounds and some good baskets. As
Coach mentioned, they kind of just ran into a really hot shooting team against Pueblo on Friday night. They made 16 shots in the first half. Half of those were made threes, and they actually only missed 2 threes there. As Coach mentioned, Ryan Errol went 6 for 9 from long range, and then Bryce Velasquez had a nice game, probably one of the better games a guard has had against Chadron State's defense this year. Had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and then 11 assists. Although the Eagles did force him into 5 turnovers. A big reason of that, and probably one of the bright spots to come out of that game, was the play of center Moala Tatua, who finished with 6 steals, and actually that was the most since, I believe, the 2006-2007 season when Dave Camadini, a former guard, for those who follow CSC men's basketball, would shoot it from about anywhere within 50 feet, and oftentimes would make some of those shots. But he was playing here when I went to school here, so Mo had a nice game, especially for a center defensively.
Yeah, they do some high post stuff where they would take Mo's guy up around the elbow and throw it to him as far as entering the offense. They don't do a lot of guard to forward entries that most programs do, and they threw it in, and Mo did a good job of being active around the elbow and did some nice things there, and they kind of took him out of what they wanted to do. Unfortunately, they kept it in the point guard's hands, and we did not do a very good job of containing him. And to Velasquez's credit, he did a heck of a job. 7 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the foul line. I don't think you could play any better. 1 of 1 from the line, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, 18 points, 2 steals. He just played very, very, very well for him. And then Andre Martin played well for them, obviously, at 18, and they had a couple of other guys. Ariel, I know, was averaging about 5 points a game and ends up with 20, going 6 for 9 from the three-point line. So, I was disappointed. They got off to about as good a start as you could have in the first half, shooting 70% from the floor and 80% from the 3 and 100% from the line. So I think they missed 9 shots with all the shots they took, 1, 2s, and 3s in the first half, and we were unable to keep pace at that point as far as shooting goes. And we did have some good things happen to us. Our guards just didn't shoot the ball very well, but all the guys on the bench I thought did a great job. They were all 2 for 2, 2 for 4, 1 for 2, 2 for 3, 1 for 2. Thought they did a great job of taking good shots. It was just we weren't on the same page with our starting 3 guards.
Well, the Eagles certainly got on the same page the next night at the University of Colorado Springs and basically controlled the game from the tip. UCCS only led once during the entire game, and that was just by 1 point about midway through the first half. The Eagles, as Coach mentioned, built their lead to as many as 12 points in the second half and really got a great performances from all their upperclassmen. Kevin McClellan had 17 points. Chris Curtis had 17 points. Moala Tatua, 15 points, 10 rebounds to have his first double-double of the season. And then Christian McGee and Josh Hatcher combined for 15 points off the bench. So really a nice performance, especially considering the way you guys played on Friday.
Well, yeah, I was disappointed with our effort and our energy, I guess, a little bit, and just execution against Pueblo. And we came back and played well against Springs. And like you said, all those starters did some great things. Kevin was better at 7 of 12 and 3 of 5, had 17 points. Sam didn't put up the numbers necessarily, but only scoring 7 points. But he had 5 assists, no turnovers, 4 steals, had 3 rebounds, and just did some really nice things. 2 for 4 from the floor, 1 of 1 from the 3. Very consistent, did a great job of getting other people involved, and did a great job of taking one of the better guards in the league out of play, and really did a nice job defensively. Chris Curtis was 6 of 11, had 17 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, did a nice job. Moala, obviously, with 15 and 10 and a double-double. Kyle Vinich, our 5th starter, was 2 of 4, had 3 rebounds, and did a real nice job of playing defense on a much smaller, much quicker guy in that particular game. And as you mentioned, all our guys coming off the bench. Christian McGee is back, I hope, 2 of 5 from the 3, and did a real nice job of running the team and defending much, much better. And Josh Hatcher was 3 of 4 and did some nice things. So, yeah, we had guys that really came in and did some nice things down the stretch. Tim McDavid has 3 big free throws down the wire when we kind of needed them. Went 3 for 4 from the line in the last minute or two, kind of iced the win. And so we had guys really step up and do some good things. David Downey and and Michael Safer didn't necessarily put up offensive numbers, but did a real nice job defensively and did a great job of being supportive. And the minutes that they gave us were valuable for sure. We just shot the ball better, played a little bit more relaxed. We were a little bit better defensively and followed the game plan to a T. Did some real nice things.
Well, the Eagles have won 3 of their last 4, and they're going to look to keep that momentum going this weekend. They play 2 more games on the road, beginning with Friday at Colorado School of Mines and Saturday at Colorado Christian. The game against Mines tips off at 8 p.m. in Golden. The game against Colorado Christian in Lakewood, which is a suburb of Denver, will be at 7 p.m. Coach, just real fast, 2 teams you've already played. You played them here at home early in the season. Colorado Mines is about what everyone thought they would be coming into the season. They had a lot of players coming back. They're 15-2 overall, 11-2 in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Their only loss was at Nebraska Kearney and at Adams State, so of course they're undefeated at home. It'll be a tough place to play. But really, I know you guys played them tough when they were here. It was just a 73-65 decision, and really it was a lot closer than the score indicated. But Mines received a huge game from Trevor Wages, who had a bunch of points and a ton of rebounds there, especially in the second half. So I know that you're probably going to go into it focusing on him and Dale Minchwaner there in the post.
Well, the thing about Coach Orchard does a great job at Mines, and they're very balanced. I mean, they're the team you want to be. They score inside and outside. They're one of the better three-point shooting teams in the conference. They've got 2 of the best field goal percentage guys in the conference. They're 2 inside guys. They're very, very efficient, 48% from the field, almost 40 from the 3. So some teams you have some have a strength or a weakness where you might be able to play a little bit of favoritism towards as far as defensively, and Mines just isn't that. They don't hurt themselves much. They take good care of the basketball. They're just a very, very solid team, tough and hard-nosed. They've got all those kids have been with them 3, 4, and some of them 5 years, and they're a very good ball club, and it'll be a big challenge for us. I thought we played them well here. They kind of took it over late in the game, and that had to be a week when Moala was out for the entire week. He only went through walkthrough on Friday, or actually it was Saturday. We played Saturday, Sunday. He went through a walkthrough on Saturday, and that was the first time he'd touched the floor in a week. And I think he just ran out of gas against Mines, and that really hurt us because Wade just kind of took over on the glass late in the game. But I have all the respect for Coach Pryor Orser and his program over there at Mines. They do a heck of a job. They've got tough kids, and like I said, great balance.
And then Saturday, the Eagles will play at Colorado Christian. CCU is currently 2-15 on the season and kind of struggling. They're rebuilding under a new head coach there. Just one guy in double figures, Daniel Pilkington, is averaging 10.3 points a game. But really, they have a nice team, and they are playing better. Just lost to Colorado Mesa, a team that unfortunately got Shattern State in the early in the season and just lost 70-68. So one of those teams that you certainly can't overlook.
Well, I don't think we can overlook anybody, and every game is important for us, especially on the road. There are no easy games on the road, and at least not for our program. With the travel that we have and the things that we have that we deal with, every game is a difficult game on the road. But I know that Christian's playing much better right now and doing some really good things, and we've just got to go in there and play well. And hopefully, if we play well Friday, can continue some momentum. And we have to find a way to get a split. If we can get a split this weekend, that keeps us kind of in the hunt with wins and losses for the conference tournament and having any kind of hope of doing it. And it would be great for us. It'd be a huge lift for the program if we can get another road win.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and basically the suburbs of Denver. Thanks.
Thank you.